All right, welcome to Currency 365. Another great week in Iraq, and welcome to Iraq Dinar RV Breaking News, episode 16. The date is August 7th, 2015. Wow, this is already August, and also it's already 16 episodes in. Man, I'm going to say this, though. I'm going to be disappointed if we're at episode 29 because episode 29 is November 6, 2015. And that means we went through the new banking system and that means we went through the yuan joining the world reserves. And that means we went through a lot of things and we didn't see anything. So I will be definitely disappointed if I'm coming with Iraqi breaking news, episode 29. Okay. I looked at the date and it's about November 6th, I believe. Okay. And we don't want that to happen. All right. We want this done by October 31st at the very latest, okay? And the reason why we're putting October in there is because the World Bank gave them to October, and we don't know if it's the 1st of October or the 31st of October, okay? So, yeah, that's it. So let's get on to the world news first, and I think I only have one world news to show you guys, and the rest of it's Iraq stuff. So, world news: Iran to have golden future due to discovery of new gold reserves. Iran might literally be a hidden gold mine. Now, I told you guys that I have four guarantees. Okay, the Iraqi dinar, the Iran rial, silver, and gold. Okay, so this is just adding more fuel to the fire for Iran rial. Okay, so Iran might literally be a hidden gold mine after the government recently discovered over 1,200 potential gold reserves across the country. Woo! Okay, and it says it's proven that Iran currently has an estimated 340 metric tons of gold reserves in 24 mines. 15 gold mines are currently operational. Okay, one is being equipped, and the remaining 8 are not working right now. Okay, it says with the newfound gold reserve, Iran can now increase its gold production to 10 metric tons per year. All right, so there you go. Iran is just about to come into wealth that people have never seen before. Of course, Iraq is too, but these two are going to see wealth that is unbelievable. Okay, so and especially when Iran receives back their $100 billion. Okay, from the lifting of the sanctions. Okay, so now let's get into Iraq news. Okay, it's been crazy news all week, up and down, roller coaster ride, and I even put a date out for a body, okay, to get things done. So, man, it's been a crazy week, so let's get into it. Shortage of electricity in Iraq cripples economy, sparks protests. Okay. Well, first of all, it's too hot to protest. Okay. They're just demonstrating. They're waving their flags and stuff like that. And some people are saying these are old photos, and they're actually really not doing anything. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on, but I know there is an electricity crisis in Iraq, and it's hot, and they're having a heat wave out there. Okay. So you put those two things together, you don't have no AC, it's hot, you don't have a job, and you're going to go out there and you're going to start to protest, or you're going to start to demonstrate, or you're going to start to voice your opinions about Abadi and the government, okay? And I'm pretty sure Abadi's taking good ear to that as well, okay? So let's move on. The Second Amendment to the investment law reaches its final stages. The Second Amendment. I thought they were on the Third Amendment. This one says second. I think this is a mistake. I thought they were on the Third Amendment for the investment law. Or is that something else? I'm pretty sure that was an investment laws on the Third Amendment. Okay. But yeah, they is about to reach the final stages. And we already know this, okay? Most likely they're going to have to revalue the currency before they can even launch the investment law, okay? Because they have to be they usually have to be in a global market economy to launch an investment law, okay? So, and then because that will bring everybody into Iraq, okay? When they launch their market, their global market. Okay, so this is why it's taken so long to get this law passed or even get it to the final stages, because they're buying time. Okay, so let's move on here. UN reveals magnitude of Iraq funding crisis. All right, so the health department in Iraq is going through a funding crisis. They only received like 1.5 million, just 8% of the 60.9 million they're required to actually fund the what do you call it, the health programs. Okay, so this is the big crisis that's going on in Iraq, and it needs to be solved. Okay, so the UN is stepping in here trying to figure out what's the problem, and we know what the problem is. It's corruption that's stealing the money from from these projects and from these organizations. Okay, let's move on. Parliamentary economic, rising food prices caused by the budget and the collapse of the phantom Iraqi dinar. All right, so food prices continue to rise, and it's because of the budget deficits, because of the collapse of the dinar, the devaluing that like it did. Okay, it has definitely come back up, but when it did devalue, it was causing food prices to go up. Okay, so you got food prices going up, you got water going up, and now you want to put tariffs on them. See, this is why the tariffs had to be postponed. Okay, let's move on. Now we have the actually, let me back up, because just yesterday and the other day I was talking about Abadi and how he needs to stop with the lovey-dovey stuff, and he needs to put his foot down and make decisions as the prime minister. Using executive orders would be it, but I said most likely he'll allow the international community to do all the things that they need to do to remove the corruption from Iraq, but he needs to do it. And so today, the religious authority comes out and he makes several statements. So let's look at the headlines of those statements. The religious authority calls PM Abadi to be brave. That's embarrassing right there. You're the PM and the religious authority member is telling you to be brave. You see what I'm saying? So I was telling the truth, because I was calling him out all week. And you guys that are on my channel, Currency 365 on YouTube, y'all heard it. I was calling Abadi out I told him he needs to be a legend. He needs to be brave. Okay. He needs to do the things he has to do for the citizens and stop worrying about Maliki and his people in Iraq. Okay, so the religious authority calls Abadi to be brave, decisive in his reforms. That's what they need. They need the reforms. They need the reforms for a global market. Okay, and the revaluation of the currency. All right, religious authority. Iraq passes through critical stage and suffers great crisis. He's talking about the citizens. It's affecting the citizens severely of what the crisis they're going through. Okay. Religious authority calls Prime Minister Abadi to cancel all former current key officials' privileges. See, there you go again. So these people are corrupt and they're having all these privileges, not only privileges, but high pay that is bankrupting the country. And so the religious authority said, you got to cancel all this stuff, man. And, use your iron fist, okay, to do good for the country. Okay. And let's see the last one. Religious authority, prime minister must avoid partisanship and confessionalism, reveal those who are hindering reforms. Point blank simple. You have to remove Alak from the CBI. He is hindering the reforms of the dinar. Maliki and his people are hindering the launch of the private sector, the global market sector, all the sectors in Iraq. Why are you not removing them? So the religious authority says he must stop the partisanship. All this kumbaya, let's come together. No, put your foot down and get this done. Then you guys will come together. Then the Kurds will respect you. Then the international community will respect you. Okay, so this is what I've been saying all week. So I'm not just saying stuff to say it. Okay, so this confirms everything I was saying. All right, so attorney, Maliki's attorney, the government begins using strategic investors to sell the dollar to tackle inflation. Okay, you know what? I'm not even dealing with. I'm not even gonna deal with Maliki. I'm not even going there. Okay, let's see. Abadi announced his commitment to the guidance of references and vows to announce a comprehensive plan for reform. So he took the words of the religious authority, and he says that those were good words, and he's gonna do the reforms or put a plan out there. We just don't need a plan. We need action. Okay. Abadi reaffirms its commitment to the instructions of the religious authority in reforms. Okay, so he's getting the message. All right, let's move on. Hopefully he gets the message full blown. Okay. Now, they put the tariffs in. We talked about it. I did a video on the tariffs. And then, boom, they took the tariffs and postponed them. Why? Well, one, Barza Providence refused to put them in, okay? Number two, the Kurds were having problems with them as well because they see that this doesn't do well for the people unless we have a new rate. So Body had to postpone the tariffs and the taxes. Now they've always had tariffs and taxes in the country, okay? But to put the full 3 phases of the tariffs and taxes on there is what they're talking about, okay? So they have to have a new rate. You can't. I mean, people are suffering with high rises in food and water, and now you're gonna put tariffs and 20% tax on mobile phones and 200% tax on this and that, and people don't even have jobs, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, they had to postpone it because they need purchasing power, okay? So that's why it got postponed, okay? So let's see what else I can talk about here. What time is it? 12. Let's see. The anti-money laundering law. We know that I don't even know when that's coming to Parliament. Okay, we know the council minister approved it. Okay, the council minister's approval, which is a good sign. They sent it to Parliament. We haven't heard anything about it since. Okay, so they're calling for a vote. You know that the World Bank gave into October. Hey, you either vote on it or your currency's blacklisted. I mean, this should be the number one priority, but it's whatever. I mean, I can't. Who am I? You know what I mean? I'm just a guy on YouTube. You know what I mean? So, Jaburi said that 60 laws are coming to be voted on. I mean, stop talking about it and just do it. Okay. We know that the tax of 20% mobile was not liked by nobody, and but the tariffs are already postponed, so we don't have to talk about that. Body was praising the peaceful demonstrators. Yeah, whatever. Everybody was asking about the 1095 rate on the bonds. Technically, I haven't seen any news on the bonds. None. So if anybody has any news on the sovereign bonds, the domestic bonds that are being sold at 1095, please let me know. I haven't seen anything on the bonds. Okay, if you have, please let us know by commenting below so we all can see it. If you have any links to the bonds, just comment below. Okay, so I haven't seen nothing on the bonds. I'm not sure what's going on. They haven't even talked about the bonds. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys on that. All right, so let's see what else. We know about the breaking news on Monday. The United Nations did a statement saying that the UN readies historic plan for well-being of the people, planet in September. It's when they're going to launch this, okay? So for the environment, gender equality, and the prosperity of people, okay? They're going to stop poverty, and they're gonna I guess they're gonna do humanitarian stuff for clean water and all types of things around the globe. Now that sounds like the reset. That sounds like the global reset. That sounds like the humanitarian prosperity packages and funding. Okay, that's what it sounds like. I could be totally wrong. It could be something else, but for them to say it's gonna prosper the planet and humanity, I mean, what else could it be? We're all going. A lot of us are in the private, are in private companies that have that are green companies and that are going to be getting funded for humanitarian projects. So what else could it be? I mean, I don't know. Okay, so we had a major general come out and say Iraq can now join the WTO, but that was because they put the tariffs in. But now they don't have the tariffs in there. Okay, and Thursday we saw a historic moment where Iraq was celebrating the transfer of powers to the provinces, and when they say provinces, it's really to the people. Okay. Uh, yeah, it's like the states and stuff, but it's really to the people, okay? When they say transferring of powers, approve the transfer of powers, it's really to the people, okay? So that started on Thursday, okay? So that's good news. And that's going to be a slow effect. That's going to be a slow trickle down, okay? That's not going to be an overnight boom. The powers are transferred to the government, to the provinces from the government. That's not going to how it's going to be. All right, so let's see if there's anything else to talk about. Um, the bonds we don't know. What about the international bonds? They haven't given us a rate for the international bonds. They haven't told us when they plan on launching that. I think it's because they might have to have an actual revaluation for that to sell international bonds. They might have to have a global market economy to have international bonds. Then maybe that's the reason why they won't tell us. But I did a video, Q&A video saying, asking what would be the rate for the international bonds. And I said, if the program rate is still 11.66 and the sovereign bonds are going for 10.95, I think 5 cents would be a good rate for the international bonds. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know, but I think that would be a good. Now, if they come up to 1-to-1 and then they sell international bonds, then I think like $1.50 would be a good return for international bonds. Okay, so yep. So let's see. I know a lot of people are doubting and just they're not really doubting. They're just tired of waiting and waiting and waiting. But this week I did a video saying be thankful. Okay, so be thankful that you're even alive. Be thankful that you're in this process. You have a chance, because a lot of people that I know and that are in the Dinar community, and a lot of people that you guys know in the Dinar community, they've passed away, or they've had health problems. And when you're sick, you don't even care about money. You care about being healthy again. So we got to be thankful that we're even in this process, and then, have a chance to see something that's historic go down. Okay. And we're watching the process now. Okay. So, Saturday's a big one, because Saturday, Iraq's having, the CBI will be holding a special meeting at the Sheraton Hotel in, I think, Baghdad, Iraq. And, they're going to be launching the 5 trillion dinars to industrials, to the agriculture, real estate, and the labor force. And this will kickstart the Iraq's economy. So this is huge news for Saturday, okay? But there might be something else that's going down on Saturday too. So I'm going to watch it closely. And if there's any breaking news, I will report it. Hopefully, man, the best scenario out of this Saturday's meeting at the Central Bank and the Sheraton Hotel will be them announcing Shabibi back as a governor CBI. Okay, that will be fantastic. Shabibi walks up there, with a pimp walk, like yo, 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 and then say, "I'm back." That would be exciting. Okay, that would have all the non-believers believe again. Okay. So that would be exciting if that happens, okay? But we don't know if that's gonna happen. Now, let me get to to what I was talking to Abadi about. Okay, so Abadi, you got till August 15th. I've given Abadi till August 15th to remove Alak from the CBI. Okay, the religious authority has also given Abadi the authority to remove corrupt people from the government, okay, and from positions of power. So I'm giving Abadi to August 15th, and then if August 15th comes and goes, Abadi, I'm putting all the responsibilities on you. I'm putting all the blame on you, because you are the prime minister and you can use executive order and executive power as a sovereign country to get things done for your people. Okay, so we saw the meeting of the 3 presidencies, and it had Maliki in there and some other people in there, and I was freaking shocked that Maliki was even sitting in there. but the international courts are going to try to get him on genocide. So before he leaves to Iran, and Fitch assigns the first credit rating a B for Iraq. So